Good morning and welcome to, I don't know what I'm doing, but welcome to Practical Christian Lessons. I am Joshua Pearsall, and today we're going to be going over Wisdom of Sirach chapter 15. And I realized I forgot one announcement in that last video. My computer's over here. I have no idea why I pointed to my garage door. And that is that in the future, I'm not sure what we want to do with reading through the Apocrypha. We're still going to do the videos, but I'm going to ask you guys, and tell me in the comments, would you prefer, as I do now, where I'll set it up as a premiere, and then it pops up in my channel, and you can see it coming ahead of time. Would you like me to keep doing that with these Apocrypha videos? Because they come out right now. It's going to be Tuesday through Friday, no matter what. And then maybe some Saturdays, depending on where I feel God calling me to make a video. So, do you guys want me to continue to put them in the comment, or to put it as a premiere, or would you rather me not put it as a premiere so it doesn't take up your YouTube feed, it doesn't clog up my channel when you go to it? Give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, give me your loudly deep questioning thoughts in this comment section. No, you don't have to do that, but just let me know what you guys think, because I'm making this content for other people, so it's not for me. So I do want to take into mind the opinions of the people who are actually watching this content. So let me know what you guys think. But we are going to get right on into Wisdom of Sirach, chapter 15. He who fears the Lord will do this, and he who holds fast to the law will obtain wisdom. She will come to meet him like a mother, and accept him like the wife of one's youth. She will feed him the bread of understanding, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. He will be supported by her and not fall, and he will not hold on to her, and he will hold on to her and not be put to shame. She will exalt him alongside his neighbors, and in the midst of the assembly she will open his mouth. He will find gladness and a crown of rejoicing, and will inherit an everlasting name. But foolish men will not find her, and sinful men will not see her. She is far from the arrogant, and lying men will not keep her in mind. Praise is not proper in the mouth of a sinner, because it was not sent from the Lord. For praise should be spoken in wisdom, then the Lord will prosper it. Do not say, I fell away because of the Lord, for he will not do what he hates. Do not say, it was he who led me astray, for has no need of a sinful man. The Lord hates all abominations, and they are not loved by those who fear him. He himself created man in the beginning, and left him in the counsel of his will. If you will keep the commandments, and faithfully do his good pleasure. He has set before you fire and water. If you will, stretch forth your hand. Life and death are before mankind, and whichever he chooses it will be given to him. For great is the wisdom of the Lord. He is mighty in power and sees all things. His eyes are upon those who fear him, and he himself knows every deed of man. He has commanded no one to be ungodly, and he has given no one license to sin. And that's chapter 15. Man, I got some thoughts on this one. I have been in a lot of course this happens, but with these, it was with friends, so we're not like a lot of conversations talking on Arminian and Reformed things, and my brain's going to this. I'm like, this is not in the author's mind, but that's just where my brain's going. But no, I really love the constant focus on pursuing what in here that is the term wisdom, but of course this is pulling from Proverbs, so it's pulling on the Proverbs idea of wisdom and in pursuit of God and godly things. I just love that there's such a constant theme of this. And then when it's like this understanding of God's wisdom is the source of life, of depth, of beauty, of knowledge, of blessing, even in hard times. And then just this, I will talk on this bit. It's titled "Our Sin is Our Fault," which is such a good little title right there. Gosh, that's a harsh reminder too. Is the line in the Our Father, the Lord's Prayer. Right? Lead us not into temptation. One of the other translations of that is lead us not into the time of trial. And you'll get into some looks into the languages, but my brain is just always, when it comes to the lead us not into temptation, always sounded strange to me because of the verse, right? The Lord is not the one who leads us into temptations, right? He does not lead us into sin, depending on which translation you're reading. And looking into sort of this idea of lead us not to the time of trial wasn't necessarily about this idea of being leaded into temptation of sin. So that's just kind of where my brain went with this. And I have read some interesting debates on what the time of trial is. Some people do think it's this like lead us into punishment for our sins is what some people think. Some people talk about, and to be fair, the ones I'm reading are not like scholars. This was more like devotional type literature. So people just reflecting on what it brought out in them and their thoughts and stuff. So take these things with that in mind. This is not me giving you a scholarly, in-depth research opinion on these things. This is what some people who have written some devotional literature and the things it brought into their mind as reflections, not as statements of fact coming out of them. This is just their thoughts. And some people went to sort of like how in James and Peter and here, even here in Wisdom Sirach and Proverbs and in other places where it talks about the Lord, and in Psalm 23 I think is the perfect place, where it's even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death. I'm sure everyone's heard that line. But there is that implication that you will be going through the shadow of death. The Lord will be leading you through it. He will be leading you through these hard times. And as with Israel in Exodus, and when it's going through the desert, a large part of that journey and part of the purpose of the Exodus wasn't just to show God's glory, it was to help form the people so that they too would know He is the Lord. They would know how to follow Him. They would recognize that He provides for them in the manna and the food, that they can trust in Him, these sorts of things. That these times of trials, though hard, are also times that when the Lord leads us through them, there's a purpose. So just things that I kind of reflect on and think on. This is, again, not me being a super in-depth scholar right now. This is me thinking about devotional literature I've read and going through my own thoughts and reflections on other people's thoughts. So enjoy. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless, and we will see you tomorrow for Wisdom of Sirach 16.